Hello, I'm IBXToycat. Welcome back to another video. Today I have something that's quite clearly different, as I think you can tell from the lack of gameplay. You know things are going to be a little bit different because a lot of people really enjoyed my 5 fun facts about IBXToycat vloggy thing. And I figured I'd try and do something like that again, but rather than just making 5 more fun facts about IBXToycat, I figured what I'd do today is I'd make a trend that I saw all the way back in like 2006, 2007, introduced me to vlogs as a concept, and it was basically where you told a certain number of secrets about yourself. So here we are, 9 years too late, but I'm going to be telling you 5 secrets about IBXToycat. So hopefully you do all enjoy today's vlog/video thing. If you do, please do like it and let me know because it helps out the channel a lot. And let me know you do like it. I want to see more, vlog stuff on this channel. But yeah, just a heads up as to what a secret is. It's gonna be something you probably didn't know about me. You might know. I guess I might have said it somewhere in a stream or something. And the second of all is going to be at least slightly embarrassing in some way. So that I think that's a good definition for a secret. And just a heads up before we start is that I will be looking slightly below the camera every now and then. It's not because I'm trying not to make contact with you or something. It's because I have this thing where I look at the screen rather than the camera. So yeah, if you want to just pretend, if it makes it easier, pretend I'm looking at your neck and that we're having a conversation that way. I don't know if that makes things better actually, but yeah, let's get straight into it with the first secret that you might not have known about IBXToycat, or me, I guess, and that is actually because a lot of people always question, why do you play as a female on this game or that game? I played Minecraft Story Mode as a female, I played Skyrim as a female, and just, you'll notice every now and then I play games as females, even though I'm a guy. And the reasoning behind this is because when I was growing up, like someone mentioned that, oh, sometimes, because character creation got bigger and bigger as I was kind of growing up with like Oblivion and Sims and stuff, someone mentioned how, oh, sometimes games are different as a female. So I figured, let's split the gameplay time roughly 50 between male and female. Anyway, the reason this is relevant and the reason this is a secret is because I play RuneScape as a female. Again, kind of for that reason, but also kind of for the reason that when, I actually started getting into it, I realized that if someone asked, are you a girl? And you respond, yes, this is like the only game where I respond like that, what people actually do is they'd be super nice to you. So for instance, if you're going mining, if you're at a really hotly contested mining spot, then what people do is, they ask you a female, if you say yes, they just walk off and give it to you, which would make things so much easier. Sometimes you get favorable trades because people are like, oh yeah, you go. And every now and then people just give you free stuff, and I absolutely love that. I love the fact that just having a slightly different character in game and just pretending that was me meant that I got a bunch of free stuff. So yeah, I kind of pretended to be a female for extra gold and mining XP, and it was totally worth it. I totally recommend it to a friend. And yeah, that's the first secret that's a little bit embarrassing about IBXToycat, or me, I guess. Which age should I put it? I don't know. But yeah, let's move on to the second little secret thing you might not have known about me, and that is that I once stole from a shop. I was 4, maybe 5, somewhere in that super young ballpark, and they used to sell these little chocolate balls that I really liked, but you could only get them as part of like the pick and mix. I never really got an opportunity to eat them, but I somehow just had it in my head like I crave these and I want them so badly. So once while we're just going around the shopping thing, I walked past Lloyd and everyone else was with me, and I just like put one in there in my pocket, and then we walk out and I get away with it. It actually turned out that I forgot about it until we got somewhere else, and it entirely melted and just went all over my pocket. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting that I actually, I stole this thing, I didn't even get to eat it, and then I felt guilt for months. Like maybe like 5 months later, I'd hear police sirens, and I go, ah, and I'd be terrified they'd finally be coming after me. And it's kind of like the same amount of like emotion and like guilt you'd feel if you murdered someone and you're like terrified everyone's coming after you. So yeah, I basically did the 4-year-old equivalent of murdering someone because I stole a chocolate football that was like that size, and I've never lived down the guilt truly since. And yeah, that's the second fun fact / secret you might not have known about me. Actually, you probably didn't because it's a secret. Actually, wait, I did mention that in a video like 3 years ago, so if you do know that, then impressive to you. So, yeah, the third little secret here is actually to do with trains, because the thing about trains, at least in the UK, is if you like them, you're probably one of the old people. Like, it's called, there's literally a thing called train spotting. I don't even know how it works, but you go out and you get train numbers, and that's a thing that's commonly associated with old people in the UK. And unfortunately, because, I started to need to use trains a lot, because I live just outside London, so I need to get a train in and out, and it's really easy and fast and convenient stuff. I started, looking into trains to learn about, oh, how can you save money doing this and that, and then after that it's like, oh, but how do you get there faster and stuff. And it turns out that just for all of this stuff, it turns out I really like trains, and I'm almost like a trainer. Like all these little fun facts, like every now and then you see like a secret train branch, I'm interested, like where does that train branch go or whatever. And yeah, I really like train secrets. There's a bunch of like intriguing stuff like that, and I think that's an embarrassing thing to admit, because yeah, I think trains as a hobby, I think it's even called being a train nerd. I saw like some YouTube videos of it, and it's like, oh god, this is terrible. And yeah, that's a little embarrassing secret about me. I like trains a little bit too much, and now I'm basically an old person by UK standards. So that is the third secret. The fourth is to do with, this one sounds terrible on the surface, so I'll just say it and then I'll justify it later, and it's that I'm often rude to charity people, and you might think, no, it's Toycat, the charity. Okay, let me explain this one, because, again, it sounds terrible on the surface, but in the UK, at least, again, at least in the part of the UK I live in, so, the worst place you'll see it is Cambridge. If you wanna test this for yourself, you can. Basically, if you walk through, again, in Cambridge it's the worst because there's like 4 of them in a row. If you go down the busiest streets, these people will be standing out there, and they'll be, trying to sell something. Instead of just like, oh, do you want to, like kind of make eye contact with you, maybe draw you over that way, they get really aggressive about the whole thing. And what makes this worse is I thought it was just terrible that, they get aggressive, they stop our whole groups of friends, they'd make jokes, and they'd really push, like, try to stop us that way. But then they'll also, what makes it worse than the fact that they're getting really pushy about the charity, and if you say, oh, sorry, don't have money with me, they'll be like, oh, we accept card or mobile phone payments, and you can promise here to give you bank details. Stuff like that get really pushy and try to stop you from leaving. I found out that makes it so much worse is that they're actually paid on commission. So these people are pushing charities just to make that little bit of money, and they're being terrible about it. So I realized, I hate these people so much because, they're using they're kind of demeaning the name of the charity just to make a little bit of money. That what I do is I'm like super rude to them. Like I'll just say no. Like, if they're walking past, they're just like, oh, don't you care about this? I'm like, oh, no, I really don't care at all. So, like, be super sarcastic and stuff like that, just to get them to go away and whatnot. And I like to believe that I'm crushing their souls a little bit at the time. So that's a little secret that makes me a terrible human being. I think I'm rude to charity people only only once they start doing the pushy thing. I just go, no, this is gone. And I think it's terrible that I had to do that, and that I think it's terrible of doing it anyway. But that's my justification behind it. So yeah, I am sometimes rude to charity people if they're rude to me, and very rude so in a lot of cases. Anyway, let's move on to the final little secret here, and it's actually to do with Pokemon, because I feel like liking Pokemon on the internet is the thing to do, right? And I do like the Pokemon games. Like I played Red so much. I played a little bit of Gold, a little bit of Emerald, and I've been playing X recently actually. But the thing about Pokemon that people do not like is, at least here, it seemed like there was a big kind of war between Pokemon and Digimon, and I think I do prefer Digimon to Pokemon, and that's the unpopular opinion because Digimon doesn't really exist anymore, and like it hasn't had a game in several years, and there's a new anime of it coming out, and there's also, I think, maybe some new movies or something. But yeah, in general, I think Pokemon definitely won the kind of the Mon war there. And the embarrassing little secret here is that I like Digimon just a little bit better. I mean, watch the Digimon movie. It's actually quite terrible. I think, maybe I just like the more terrible one. Maybe that's what this is here. But yeah, that is the 5th secret you might not have known about Toycat. And just as a bonus one here, because you might have spotted this, and this makes everything I've said so far that little bit more different. You might have noticed, like, oh, what's this on his shirt? There's like a green, there's a white. Back when I first got paid from YouTube, this was back when the the Epic Mealtime YouTube money thing was going around. I was like, I'm gonna design a custom shirt. It's on my really old t-shirt store, and I'm gonna buy myself a whitey dollar t-shirt. So that is right, I do own a whitey dollar t-shirt, and whenever I go to like events where there's YouTubers, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this whole like YouTuber rule system. I'll wear this whitey dollar shirt just to throw them off on their guard. So yeah, that is the sick little secret about Toycat. Hopefully all these secrets aren't too terrible, because I tried to make them that little bit like oh yeah, this is embarrassing, I don't want to admit that. Let me know what you thought of this vloggy style secret thing in the comments down below, and let me know if you want to see any more of this stuff. Maybe make it again a weekly series, a bi-weekly or fortnightly, I guess it would be, series. Comments are great for that. Otherwise, please do like that video if you do like it, share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel. Well, actually, I make mostly Minecraft videos, but I make videos like this potentially every single week on my channel, and if subscribe, you see everything I make daily on your homepage when you hit subscriptions. It's pretty handy if you ask me. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and goodbye.